Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. It's
Yeah, man.
been a long time,
Yes, it has.
but you are about to listen to the COVID-free,
Woo.
COVID surviving ass podcast
Yeah. Yes, sir.
that happens to be the number one hip hop podcast in the world.
You damn right.
All right, and we call it banging
Banging
on
on
lunch
lunch tables.
tables.
Yeah.
And I'm Camp from the Port.
It's your boy Mike Jones.
And we are still available at all of your usual suspect platforms.
Uh-huh.
So make sure you're checking us out on Google Play,
Yes, sir.
Spotify,
You did.
Apple Podcasts,
Uh-huh.
the iHeart Media app.
Shout out to y'all.
You know what I mean? as well as Audio Boom and Stitcher.
That's right. That's right.
And you know what? Because I ran into some technical difficulties.
Uh-huh.
We actually get a blessing as far as the video element. So we are back on YouTube and in a visual capacity.
What up?
You know what I'm saying? Now, and this is the perfect episode to do this because the main topic that I want to talk about today,
Mm-hmm.
heavy on the facial expressions for me. I know this is going to happen. Heavy on the reactions.
Okay.
Is how I'm gonna roll on this episode. I just know it. So
Okay.
so without further ado, man, we just appreciate y'all. Excuse me. We've been away. Oh yeah, hey, look, I still got to get retested. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I still got to get retested.
Oh damn.
You know what I'm saying? I got to confirm my negative status just to make sure I can get back to the joint. But I will say I did a 2-hour podcast right before this.
Okay.
And that's probably some of my deal.
All right. I'm not mad at you.
All
I'm
right.
not mad at
You know what I'm saying? So we still got the water on deck. But where was I going with all of this? I don't remember, so let's move forward.
Okay.
Banging on lunch tables.
You damn right.
Oh man, COVID conversation time, Jones.
Let's go, bro.
Obviously we have been away for about a month.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
And we have been away for about a month because on October 25th, I felt so bad after recording First Black Champ with JR Bang that I went to urgent care.
Oh damn, yeah.
Like right after the show, I was like, yo, I got the fuck out of here. Oh my God. And then and I dressed like it was fucking winter and it was like 75 degrees and I didn't break a sweat. I had a headache out of this world. I had the chills, and I'm in urgent care looking like it was about to be 45, a high of 45 with light flurries this evening.
Whew.
And I was comfortable. So, So long story short, because I have 2 jobs, one where I work with the public. I was like, yo, I better go get tested, make sure I don't have COVID. So now think about my mindset. I'm going in the urgent care to still prove I don't have it. I just got like a cold or the flu or something.
Right.
And, so I can tell my boss, but still stay home. But I'm not thinking it's as bad as it is. But sure enough, they do the COVID testing first, and I test positive.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, originally they tell me, go ahead and quarantine for like 10 days from the date you think you got it.
Right.
Hydrate, get plenty of rest, take some Tylenol, you should be fine. Jones, I was not fucking fine.
Right.
Because within 4 to 5 days, I'm in the emergency room.
Ooh.
Because I progressively got worse. And then from the emergency room, they usually try to get you in and out. So they charge your arm and your leg, they get you in and out, and then that's it. Doctor looked at me and said, hey, we're going to admit you, and we hope that's okay. And I was like,
you hope it don't
sound right. I was like, well, it don't sound like I really got a choice in the matter. I was because I'm being told to stay at an emergency room. Like, fam, what you want me to do? So, I took my first ambulance ride.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because I didn't even drive myself to the ER. I got dropped off. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
like shout out to my daughter's mom. Like
Oh
because
shit.
man, she was literally the one that seen me when I was FaceTiming my daughter, and she was like, "Hey, you need to go to the emergency room. You need a ride?" And I was like, "Fuck you, mean?" She was like, "Yo, you look terrible." And she was like, my cousin, who also has COVID, is in the hospital, and I think you need to go to the emergency room just in case you got the same respiratory issue that it gave her. I was like, "Oh well, shit. Well, all right. Well, you know what I'm saying? When somebody can see you through a phone and say you need to go to the emergency room, you kind of just gotta go. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't really got no choice.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's what happened with that. I spent a few days in the hospital. I get out, and then again the medication is working, but I'm still like just out of it. Like whether it was the fatigue and the constant just nodding off, and my cough was terrible. Like I know I've coughed a couple of times during this stint here, but man, imagine that every 2 minutes. It's hard and it's deep and it's rough, and like I can feel it radiating in my fucking chest. And it feels like my throat and my chest are on fire because I am coughing that much. Like I literally understand the dilemma of fire breathing dragons. except at least they get to burn the pathway where I'm just hurting inside and hoping to heal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think the most important thing about it, to also alert people that may get it, and hopefully, if you don't get it, thank God, and if you do get it, I hope you survive. Is that what I learned firsthand, Jones, is that they don't know how to fix it.
Right.
Like they really don't know how to cure COVID. Like I got a pamphlet, and I don't even know if I should be saying this like on air or on video, but it is what it is. I signed documents that day. Y'all gonna hit me with the bill, so I'm gonna talk.
Yeah.
So, like they gave me a medication that they're hoping works.
Yikes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
maybe.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to take it for like 3 or 4 days, and so I don't know what it definitely helped, but just knowing that, like, I'm reading this packet in the hospital, and they're like, yeah, you know what, this, the FDA is about to approve this. And hey, this might be the joint that basically is going to be by the Robitussin because it's spelled with an R, and they're hoping it helps it. Like I took different cough syrups, I took different kinds of pills. Like one pill was like the size of like the tip of your finger, and then other ones was like looks like little like clear like ginger ale balls. Like I was taking all kinds of shit, and they were just hoping this shit fucking works. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because my with no pre-existing conditions, but they put me on oxygen as soon as I got to the emergency room because I had pneumonia on my left lung and my breathing was obviously off.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but they were like, even the fact that we only need to give you oxygen for 1 day and not all 4 days is really good. They was like, so you are healing and all your levels are fine, right? And like it didn't look to be any swelling, even though my feet did swell up last week. Like just on some wild, like I was like, wait, my shit look fat as fuck. Like what the hell is?
It's a weird disease, I tell you that.
Yeah, man. So like you never know what's gonna happen to you. From my angle, before we let Jones tell his story, I would say, man, if you wake up and you just feel off in any kind of way, like off your square, please go get tested.
Right.
Because you may have contracted it, and the thing that you don't want to do, if you are very social responsible, if you are a humanitarian in the aspect, if you just care about other people, and not that's beyond your family and friends, but if you just care about like another human being, not being hurt or potentially dying, I just encourage you to get tested.
Please.
You know what? One of the things I worried about is my daughter getting it because she has asthma. And my daughter and I were on a hike, and essentially, I mean, I'm not saying that day I got it. It might have been the day before because I had the headache before that, but I ate and I felt fine. But I do know is that when I dropped her off back at home and I went to sleep, I woke up feeling worse and worse the rest of that Saturday as it went on. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, good thing I wasn't holding her, hugging her, and kissing her, and you know what I'm saying, we doing our daddy-daughter thing that we normally do, because I might have fucked around and gave it to her, and I Jones, I ain't gonna front, man. I probably would have killed myself if something crazy happened to my daughter because I gave her fucking COVID.
Trust me, I feel you, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like you want to talk about things that you'll never forgive yourself for? Jesus, that would be at the very top 12 of my list. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like anything that would cause harm to my child, bruh, I'm not fucking going.
Dude, trust me, I completely understand, because in my journey or struggle or whatever you want to say, battle with COVID, I gave it to my daughters.
Oh.
Both of them tested positive for it. But the crazy part was them being so young, 1, 6, 1, 3, dog, bouncing around like nothing. Like the oldest might have had a runny nose for like a couple days, but other than that, you couldn't tell the difference with her having it. Like it was nothing. And what made it so scary for me is I had just read a story maybe like a day or two before that about like a 5-year-old, no pre-existing conditions, none of that, catching COVID and passing. So it was really awesome. Like, oh shit, like this is serious. And it's crazy because I can't say I was like being socially irresponsible, but I can say I got comfortable because like for the rest of the audience and listeners, like for the past 10 weeks, I went and got my CDL. So I'm in class with a bunch of other people.
But hold on, Jones. Wait. Let's clap it up for that. Let's clap it up for that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yeah. So I went and did my thing and got my CDL, and so we in class for 10 weeks. All 10 weeks we wear masks and stuff like that. But I can see as we going along, everybody's comfortability with everybody is like getting less and less because we seeing each other 4 days out the week. So the last week I'm in class, I want to say it was a Tuesday. We all in the truck, we in the semi, and whenever you in the semi, you gotta wear a mask. But like we in the semi together and we just around each other. So and then like when we outside, we talking and then we got the mask, down because we giving each other what we think is enough space. Come to find out, like by that Friday, feeling a little weird, but not like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Just this feels funny. But then Saturday, it's like, all right, man, I think I might be getting sick. But at the same time, like I'm not trying to worry myself into like a COVID panic. But I know we live in a world now where like as soon as you feel sick, you need to go get a test. Like that would would have been at this point, this is my second COVID test because I took one back in August because I just wasn't feeling right. But it just was hard work and a shitty weekend. That's all. But this time I took a test on that Monday. Right when I'm going to take the test, I get a call from my school. They like, were you around such and such and such and such last Tuesday? I was like, yeah. And they were like, well, they tested positive for COVID. You might want to go do the same. Go get a test. As soon as I'm like out the door instantly, going to take my test, get my results back Wednesday. Yep, you are positive for COVID. And thank God, like, because it's crazy. Like me and Cam are like what 500-600 miles apart, but we catch COVID within a week of each other. And like just texting him and knowing that he's laid up in the hospital, I'm like, I'm worried about him. At the same time, I'm like, oh shit, I'm catching it. I don't want to end up like my homie either. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dog, you talking about I might have bought $60 worth of medicine or just shit to make me fight this shit off, bro. Like, and then that's on top of my mom bringing me shit and like dropping it off at the door and running. But like elderberry, zinc, fucking Mucinex, you know what I'm saying? Because I know you had pneumonia, so like to keep the mucus or fluid off my lungs, hella Mucinex, fam. I'm setting the alarms on my phone to make sure I take medicine every 4 hours. Like I'm on it. Like soon as I don't care if I got nothing to eat with it. Let me go get a cookie or a bag of chips to go with this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And dog, you talking about shook, like straight up. Like I told like in front of my mom and other people in my family, I'm trying to keep like, a step of a lip, like, yo, I'm good, like, relax, you know what I'm saying? It ain't that bad. But in my private moments, I was definitely talking to God, like, yo, please, like, help me, help me through this, because this is something mankind has never seen before. Like, I've had the flu, and the flu sucks. You know what I'm saying? And you're kind of conscious of people dying from the flu, but it's not something you hear about often. You know what I'm saying? And you kind of just like, all right, man, you know, you got the flu, tough it out. This shit, you know, has killed in America alone over 200,000 people. You know what I'm saying? And thinking about my homie Cam, thinking about myself, I do not want us to be a part of that 200,000+ people. You know what I'm saying? It's just like doing things that would normally like for like 15-minute to 30-minute intervals would have me winded like I did a hard day's work. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit, like weird body aches, all of that. So like, man, it's definitely a blessing to be sitting here talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Potting with my homie Cam, man, because this shit was not a joke. You know what I'm saying?
At all.
And then just being concerned about, like, because the people I was around, like, in the day or so when I felt weird. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't full blown sick just around people, but I did feel funny. But it's like, all right, man, you know, just bounce around. You don't want to automatically assume it's COVID, but at the same time, you do want to be cautious that it could be COVID. So I'm telling I was around my mom and my dad. It was like, yo, y'all go get tested, please. Like, hurry up. Let me know y'all results as soon as, you know. And thank God they were COVID free, but just that's a weird feeling, man. It's a weird feeling.
Absolutely, man.
Straight up.
Absolutely, man. What was I going to say on top of all of that? Oh, yes, because you were talking about just being winded. Like, I don't like one symptom when you have it that I haven't seen reported, so I want to talk about it.
Okay.
It's just as all of your overwhelming feelings. Like, I don't think people realize that, you know, obviously they say, you know, headache, shortness of breath, coughing, and, you know, all these different things. But like, I ain't gonna front because I had no choice. It was really nobody around, and I really needed to get some soup, and I needed to get some other items, get some blankets. I brought like more blankets. Like, I'm super plush over here, man. You can wrap up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got a party at 10. Everybody get a cover. You know what I'm saying? That's how lit it is over here now.
Real cozy over there, huh?
Yeah, absolutely, man. We cozy than a motherfucker. You feel me? It's all good.
Right.
And dog, just going through the damn store masked up. I was in super slow motion. Just hearing all the shit around me was like,
oh wow, yeah.
Oh my God, let me get the fuck out of here. And then like and I was dying to get home to get my medication, and I went at the latest hour I could, so it wasn't like a lot of people in the store. Self-checkout, you know what I'm saying? Like, I did what I had to do, but after that moment though, I was so overwhelmed by that moment. Yeah, it was DoorDash. It was, hey, could you please like grab this or send this to me or whatever, because I literally couldn't handle it. And that was and even that was a scary feeling. Like, you know what I'm saying? I usually zip through a department store and or Walmart or Target or Kroger or something, and do my thing and boom, 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 boom. But man, it took forever to fucking reach those pretzels and that orange juice. And I was oh my fucking God, I'm gonna die. I was like, yo, this shit feels terrible. I mean, the only positive I have about COVID is that, man, I realized that I can't grow a full goatee. You know what I'm saying? So this is my COVID survivor look, Jones.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let it rock for at least the rest of the year. I don't know if we'll keep it into the 2021, but yeah, man. I mean, hey, look, it took me 39 years, but here we are. You know what I'm saying? Look, that's the only positive I have to say about fucking the coronavirus, COVID-19, is that, hey, I was down so long that it helped me grow a fucking goatee. So, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it was the medication that they gave me that they ain't even got approved to be on the shelves at Walgreens. Shit, who knows?
Look, bro, trust me, I feel you because I had definitely grew all my hair back in the midst of that shit. In the midst of quarantine. And the first time I had shaved it, I was like, fuck, this takes a long time. I was like, I'm not growing this back out no more.
Oh, man, that's too funny, man.
It was definitely a low fade around here, man. A toe-up fade, but a low fade nonetheless.
Oh, yeah. Hey, the side of my shit look like the ocean tide that came in.
Man,
so look, I still can't grow like one side. It look like I got fucking leprosy or something. I don't know what the fuck. But my left is cool. It's even a nice little, just like it's almost there. I almost got that Hugh Jackman and Wolverine look. And once I get that, man, you niggas are done. I'm gonna get some fangs and all of that. Like this is lit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, by 45, man, I'm gonna look like fucking Wolverine.
This boy gonna be stacked over
there. Yeah, I'm gonna get like platinum or gold fangs too. Oh, it's a movie. It's a movie in a moment. You can believe it.
Man, it's interesting you speaking on like the other side effects of COVID, because one of the things that like was unexpected for me, like I don't want to say I'm a solitary individual, but like I'm the youngest, and like there's such a gap between me and my siblings. Like I'm essentially an only child, so I know how to be by myself. But forced quarantine is a weird feeling mentally, because it's like I've never been to jail. Well, I've been to jail, but I've never been to prison. So I can only imagine what that feels like to be like just solitary by yourself, day in, day out, day in, day out. Like I at least get to FaceTime and see people, but just being by yourself for days on it can be mentally taxing. It was a little weird, so I can understand like people going a little stir crazy in the midst of that. Like when you watched all the television that you would want to watch for the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm tired of watching TV. Like I want to go outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like up here, we was having like 70-degree days, and I'm looking out the window. So my thing would be, fucking, I'm gonna go take a drive. I'm at least in the car by myself. Like I don't have to worry about like spreading COVID to anybody. But it's like, let me get out of this house. I'm going nuts looking at these same walls. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so I can definitely understand that side of it too.
Yeah, man. So again, we say if you feel off in any kind of way, I don't even care if your back hurt. You know what I'm saying? Your back and shoulders hurt. Go get tested. Yep. Because body aches is a sign. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what your diet choice is, your lifestyle choice, man, if you're feeling sick in any kind of way, if you're feeling overwhelming, like those overwhelming feelings, man, they're not publicizing that. Yeah. But please adhere to it for me, because again, I am somebody that got it and then got worse in the week of during 100% quarantine. So nobody came in or out my crib. I had medication dropped off to me the very first time and all of that. And yet by the third day of me testing positive, I got fucking worse. And then we got to the 5th day, I'm in the emergency room. So I'm telling you that from my experience, and I know everybody is going to get it and feel differently and recover at different times. Like it's no that there is no timeline. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like the cold where if you get your Robitussin and your NyQuil the first day, you'll be good by the 3rd. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't that. It's man, you just don't know, because I mean it's a virus and it's attacking your body, and it's from so many different angles that it's just not safe to play around with it. So again, the first time you experience sickness of any kind, please go get yourself tested. I know the rapid testing is getting pretty tight because it spikes in a lot of different cities and states. Yeah, man. And that's why, again, at least get your ass on that list. Let your boss know, because the thing is, you don't want to get to your gig and be a super spreader.
Right.
I went and got tested and let them know I wasn't coming to work. Like before, I was like, hey, look, I just tested positive like right now, so I'm not coming in. And we'll holler back later. And of course, and the owner of the store that I worked part-time at was like, oh shit, okay, boom. And you know, they take it a little more seriously because a guy at another one of their stores actually passed away from it earlier.
Oh damn.
Yeah, young cat too. Like he was like our age, Jones.
Oh
and
shit.
Young brother had passed away, complications with COVID. So they're already seen it in a different lens.
Yeah.
So when I told them I had it, and I was like, boom. And what's so crazy, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, our Christmas party was last Sunday. I know, right? And I still opted out of not going.
Right.
Because they were like, yo, you think you would be well enough to go? I was like, you know what? Honestly, just for the sake of everybody else, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
And Jones, by Wednesday, somebody on the team got it. Somebody else on the team got it. And now they're trying to see when I can come back. I'm like, well, I got to retest. I can't get tested till the 25th. So I can't work any of this time.
Man. And that's the crazy part, man. Like with the spikes, and just get on my political shit real quick. The way that the American government has handled this whole thing so piss poorly is why we're seeing the spikes that we're seeing now. Like, it's crazy how long it takes to get a test. You know what I'm saying? Like, one place, like I was going outside of the normal place I had gotten my first 2 tests. My first little negative test, my second test where I initially tested positive, and then I was going for my third test because I was feeling so much better. It had been like 48 hours with no symptoms. So I was like, all right, bet, let me go get my third test to make sure I'm in the clear. Dog, I went to the hospital, and it was one of them drive-up situations. Do you know the dude told, I had waited for an hour in the car, and the way that they were doing like the line, it was weird. I couldn't figure it out from just watching, like, all right, I should be going this at this point. So I asked the security guard, I was like, hey, bro, how long is it for everybody in this line? You know what I'm saying? Until they get a test. He was like 4 hours. I was like, 4 hours? I was like, nah, man, let me out. I was saying, boys in the hood, yo, Doe, let me out.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I don't have to go get a whole new tank of gas to sit in this motherfucker.
Bro, trust me, I was low on the petrol. I was like, yeah, fam, let me out. I'm just gonna make my normal appointment and go get my test at the normal joint I was going to. But that's crazy, bro. For like rapid tests to take so long to get one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, and then on top of it, like everybody, the one thing I noticed, everybody's missing money doing that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's company or business or whatever might not be able to float you while you down. And this is like, you got to quarantine before you get the confirmation that you got it. Then you got to quarantine after you get the confirmation that you have it. Like, this is missed money all across the board, and these bills ain't gonna stop coming. You know what I'm saying? Rent still gonna be due on the first. Your light and gas is still gonna be due. Like, the American government did not handle this well at all. You know what I'm saying? The American people, and then they'll say by proxy the American people, because by the time it got warm, we wasn't like really like trying to be in the house, or you know, it's crazy seeing people not wear masks now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know people be on a whole conspiracy theory shit about, oh man, it's a ploy. What the fuck ever, bro. Like, I've had it. My partner has had it. You know what I'm saying? People have died from this. You can play with this shit if you want to. You know what I'm saying? But I would much rather wear a mask and be here inconvenienced to be in the dirt. Like, oh man, I ain't got shit to worry about now. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. And Jones, and those people piss me off the most because I'm a person that took it serious from the jump, and I got the shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, yo, the virus was supposed to spare me. I believed. What the fuck? Well, do attack one of these motherfuckers that don't believe. Like, shit.
I mean, being in Best Buy the other day, seeing just 2 dudes in the store with no mask on, like, they eventually told them they had to leave, but they just walking around like, oh yeah, it ain't nothing. Like, feel me? If you don't get the fuck out of here with your non-mask
immediately, you know what I mean?
And it's crazy because, like, being that I've had it, you know what I'm saying, from what they say, like, you can re-catch it, but it's rare. Well, hey man, I thought the human body worked like you catch a disease, you catch a virus, you defeat it, you're good for life. Like I'm supposed to be able to walk anywhere with no mask. Nah, fam, I gotta wear a mask still.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna still mask up because I know a lot of you dirty motherfuckers that don't believe in this shit is doing anything. You're probably scratching your nuts, picking your nose, and then eating flaming hots, and then now I'm exposed. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not fucking around with none of this shit.
You nasty bastard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You nasty bastards. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up.
Man.
But man, yeah, man. So look, Banging on Lunch Tables is telling you off top, COVID-19, the coronavirus is very fucking real. You are looking at survivors right now, different results, but hey, we're here nonetheless.
Yeah.
And now it's time to talk some real hip hop shit.
Hey,
all right,
let's go.
Banging on Lunch Tables.
You damn right.
Jones versus Jeezy, aka Big Snow.
Yeah.
Versus the East Atlanta Santa.
Guap.
Guap, aka Gucci Mane.
Right? Yeah.
All right, Jones. Because you know, much like you and your and your buddy Mayha, talking about all the hits that that Gucci Mane has.
Yeah.
You definitely like one. Y'all confused the shit out of me. I was like, what fuck hits? Like hits? And what the glaring thing about the Gucci Mane Jeezy versus, for me, the number one thing is that a lot of people don't know the difference between the hit record and a song that a lot of Black people like a lot.
Okay.
And I'm gonna circle back to this thought. Gucci doesn't have a lot of hit records, but Gucci has a lot of songs that a lot of Black people like.
But okay, go ahead. I'll let you continue.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, no, it's fine because I want you to sit with that thought as we go through this list.
Okay.
Because even though I had this shit by a wide margin, I'm gonna give him more respect. And shorten the margin a tad. Because he don't got a lot of hit records. All right. So Jones, first and foremost, before we even get into that, for you, because I know I think you're a fan of equally of both of these artists.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And see, and I am not. I'm more Jeezy than Gucci. I'll say this though. I think it's proof last night that everybody. Last night when it happened, everybody loves Gucci. Like I love Gucci. You know what I'm saying? Like just as his story, his person, like his contribution, and I want to talk about all of that and how it plays a part into his verses, because sometimes you do win battles, but you don't win the war. Okay. And we've talked about this a few times before. But now I want to get into another level of that. All right. I'm gonna get and this ain't shooting no bail either. I'm just keeping it 1,000 from my perspective. But before we do all of that, Jones, to see the verses 1.1 million before one song even played. Like what are your thoughts, my brother?
All right, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. Jeezy won.
Okay. Oh yeah. Well, you gotta keep it a buck on that.
I'll say this: either Jeezy won, or this is the closest tie since we've started doing verses. This might be the closest thing to a tie since it kicked off. The reason why I say Jeezy won though is because nothing Gucci has ever put out is ever going to be as beloved or touch more people than TM 101. TM 101 is better than anything Gucci has ever released. I don't care what you say, who you are.
So Jones, with that complete thought that you just said, now I ain't even got to say it because I was going to use that. I promise I was going to use that. Okay. But since you said it, how is it close? Because that's one album. That's one album, Jones.
Now, I'll say this. The thing about it is every time Jeezy played a record off of TM101, that's an automatic win. Like, well, damn near. Because it might have been one or two where Gucci still was able to sneak that out. Like, we got to win in that round. But, like, TM101 is TM101. The only thing, that was kind of like the thing I didn't like, but it was like, it's like watching Floyd Mayweather box. Like, he know his defense is impenetrable. So, I'm not gonna play your game. I'm gonna play my game and win the fight, and that's what Jeezy did. He leaned on TM101 and squeaked out a win. I'm not mad at it. I'm mad at it, but I'm not mad at it. I'm mad at it because most of the time when Jeezy played a newer hit, anything outside of the TM101 era, he lost.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, man. Do we got to pull up the track list, man? Come on, man.
No, because I got it. I'm looking, and you honestly might be right. You honestly might be right. Because he played Lose My Mind up against Heavy, and you know what? I'll give Gucci that round. I'll give Heavy, because even though I do love that song, and I originally had that as a tie. But just because under the act of everybody loves Gucci, I'll give him that round because he didn't win too many more.
See, there you go. There you go. But like for real, like when you get into rounds like what was that? Is it I Think I Love Her versus Trapper? Well, hold on, let's make sure I got the round.
It was versus Standing Ovation.
Okay, yeah.
Which, hey, I gave Gucci that round as soon as the beat hit. When
really?
I heard, I was like, oh, okay. Hey, this goes too hard. I was like, and I don't think he's gonna play Put On now. So right. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I agree. He got that round, and he played Standing Ovation. And don't get me wrong, dope song, but no. Yeah, hey, no, that shit's hard, bro. Like, I fuck with that.
Look, like, bro, just to keep it a buck, man, those TM101 records are going to be hard to beat, or were going to be hard to beat because of what they mean to the hip hop collective. Like, that's East Coast, West Coast, down south. 05 TM101 took over the streets, and Gucci might have like club bangers that we all have gotten drunk to, holiday hoes to, like had a blast to, but nothing is going to touch the soul like TM101, like. And I also think Gucci was too focused on like showing that like, yo, I'm punking this nigga, I'm beefing with this nigga. Like, after a while, it was like, okay, bro, we get it. Like, yeah, we get it. Like, he a hoe. You the realest nigga ever. You know, East Atlanta side of Zone 6, all that. Whereas Jeezy wasn't focused on that. Like, you know, it. And I think that depends on your maturity level. Because some people like, see, look, he ain't even going back at her. But like, nah, like when you are confident and comfortable with yourself, all right, nigga, say whatever you want. I bet like you ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like. You're here. You agreed to do this with me. So
right.
Like,
so,
my nigga, if it was real beef, you would have said, "Nah, fuck that." Well, not saying that it's not real beef, but like if you were going to do something to me, this would not be put
together. You wouldn't have waited 7 songs in.
You know what I'm saying? But I came front like had to give Gucci the first round. Because that round 1 went out the gate. He called him a hoe. Come on,
see,
man.
This is my problem with this battle, right?
Okay.
I get that the Gucci Man literally structured his diss tracks throughout his 20.
Right.
But the fact that y'all are trying to tell me that round 1 is harder than the Trap or Die intro is fucking insane to me. That is insane to me. Minus all the video stickers and flyers, most of these rappers are compulsive liars. And they start the shit over, and they're you hype this shit already. God, no. This is one of the greatest intros in hip hop history, Jones.
Ooh, okay.
To put it in perspective, like the Jeezy Trap or Die mixtape intro is no less than top 20 of intros of any rap project created.
Okay.
So how the fuck does that lose to round one, dog? Like, help me out.
Okay, in the setting in which we are in, yeah, Trap or Die intro is one of the coldest intros ever. But the setting of verses that we in, come on, man. You wasn't expecting Gucci to kick it off like that, though. You knew the smoke was gonna be there. You wasn't expecting that. And the shock of that and the balls of that. Come on, man. Like that's round one. That's round one at the gate.
You know what, Jones? I'm glad that you said that, because you know what my running thought was in this verses is that it played out just like 2005.
Ooh, okay. What you mean?
While Jeezy is, well, they have their incident over So Icy, diss tracks, Stay Strapped, shooting, murder, boom, boom, boom.
Right.
But then in 05 into 06, 7, Jeezy started making hit records.
Right.
And Gucci spent a lot of time dissing Jeezy. Like, it was like, yeah, you a bitch ass nigga, you ain't real, you blah, 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 blah. And he was like, yeah, you know what? Hey, we just got the shit go crazy. We got Jay-Z on that bitch. Like, it's number one. Like, it played out just like 2005. And honestly, had Gucci maybe put more focus into making better records, maybe I feel different about those diss tracks and this list. Because the thing is, Jones, and everybody that was Team Gucci and all these diss tracks held that much weight, y'all acted like this man played Hit 'Em Up, Ether, Takeover, and No Vaseline. Like, come on, man. Like, what the fuck is y'all talking about, dog? Like y'all made it seem like he played the 5 greatest diss tracks of all fucking time, because you got them beating hit records and you got them beating classic intros. Like, help me the fuck out. Help me.
Now, I'll tell you this though. And with all of those diss tracks that you named, never in the history of hip hop have we got a chance to see most of those performed in front of the opposition. Like the only other time I can think of is really like when DJ Quick at the Source Awards performed his joint with MCA in the crowd, and he's pointing at that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So fast forward 25 years later. And like, fam, we don't see that. You don't see 50 Cent going back down in front of Ja Rule. You don't see it. You know what I'm saying? You don't see Game doing GU Not and his 300 bars in front of 50 Cent. You don't see
wants to see that.
So, nobody wants to see that. Nobody. But like, for this to be what it is and him to kick off that way, like that was like, it was shocking. It was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Trap or Die. Totally and I think that's kind of what it is, like out the gate, like to compare to a boxing match, out the gate, it's like, yeah, your defense is cold, but I caught you with one out the gate. Like that's like round 1, minute 1. I like, ooh, shit, you a little shook. Not that you fell down, but okay, you better clinch up or something. And you know, Jeezy went the route that he went.
Here I stand, a grown-ass man, all by myself, a grown-ass man. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Jones. Hey. Come on, man. Y'all, come on, man. I look, Gucci won the showmanship battle too, okay? He won that. He won showmanship out the gate, even what happens later. And we'll talk about that, because I don't like some of the narratives in regards to Gucci's behavior.
Okay.
I don't like some of those narratives. Now, I want us, the hip hop podcast, number 1 in the world, by the way. I want us to make it clear on why everything he did was justified the entire night. Like I'm on that train, even though I think he lost, and I think he lost big. Okay. Like I think for what has happened to Gucci Mane, he handled this perfectly.
Okay.
And because you should feel a way about the guy that potentially almost got you murdered. And you should. You know what I mean? Like, and I would understand, Jones, that if your words and actions made me kill a nigga and possibly give me forever PTSD and alter my life forever.
Wow.
I want to say a lot of shit to your fucking face. like I want to say a lot of shit to your fucking face. I want to let you know that, nigga. Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Like, I survived. I'm still here, and the city loved me more than you. But we'll get into that. But I'm sorry, but let's dial it back just a little bit, because we can go all over the place with this, and I like it. So, Jones, I originally had the 17-3, right?
Okay.
What I'll do, because I have the entire list here.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, just because, again, everybody loves Gucci. I'll give him these rounds.
Okay.
Think I Love Her.
Okay.
I'm a Dog.
Okay.
Bricks.
Ooh, okay.
Heavy.
Okay.
Trap House. Oh wait, I'm Wasted in Trap House.
Okay.
So that's what, 6?
Okay. Yeah, okay, I see where you're going.
I'll give him those 6. That's it though. That's it. Like if I gotta pick left or right, that's 6.
Okay.
All that other shit y'all talking about, these diss tracks beating these hit records, no, I'm not rolling. I'm not fucking rolling. I will give him those 6. So it was 14-6, not 17-3. It was 14-6.
Now I gotta say this. For the vibe around the battle, like the memes and everything before we even got to the battles, to be like, yo, is Gucci gonna play The Truth? What is Jeezy gonna do when Gucci plays The Truth? Yeah, the song it went up against was a bigger hit.
Yeah,
but
a hard. It's a great Jones. Jones.
Yeah.
What I won't allow you to do. What I will not allow you to do. Is front on Get Your Mind Right.
No.
Because Get Your Mind Right is on the mixtape and the album. No. So that plays for 2 years. No.
I'm not gonna front on it.
Okay.
For everybody's collective thought and worry or whatever you want to call it, or hype or buzz around it, to be, yo, is Gucci gonna play it? Is good? What's gonna happen? And he plays it and he goes in the way he does. It's kind of like, fam, like the balls it takes to play that, like the nuts it takes to do that, and what he says after that, even though it might have been extra crazy disrespectful, like all of that. Yeah. and that was the only time throughout the battle I could tell Jeezy was physically like,
no, he felt the way when that came on.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like the initial round 1, you kind of knew, like Jeezy, I guess, kind of knew that it was like, all right, man, this nigga gonna say some bullshit. Watch me keep my composure. Him trying to keep his composure during The Truth and everything that was said after, like, come on, man. Like Jeezy had no choice but to take the higher road. Like, because anything else probably would have ended up in gunplay. And I'm glad it did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, you know what? Honestly, Jones, what we don't talk about and what we need to talk about and accept is that Gucci should be able to get all the shit off he went on Jeezy forever.
Yeah, facts.
Because at the end of the day, the words in Stay Strapped made him kill somebody.
And justifiable homicide. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and exactly. That's like, if God forbid anybody was to break into either one of our homes and we had to do what we had to do, and they ended up in the dirt, it's fucked that nigga forever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Exactly.
I didn't want to do that. You came to my residence or where I was to violate me, and you ended up dead.
Right.
It would be fuck that person forever.
Right.
Fuck your mama, fuck your kids, fuck everybody. I don't give a damn. Like, hey, that's your fault.
Right. Exactly. And to be clear, everyone, even if the narrative is he shot that man while he was running away, bottom line, he did it. It's done, and he got off.
The facts. It's justifiable. Like, he ain't going to jail for it. He can talk about it, and the police don't give a shit.
Right, exactly. So I mean, honestly, I wasn't upset at anything he did because, again, I don't know that I haven't. I don't know how it feels to have somebody telling somebody to take my chain at all costs for 10 bands. Like, I don't know what that feels like. I also don't know what it feels like to have somebody break in my home, potentially try to rob me, and what I'm going to go through at that time. Right. So, yeah, you know what? It's fuck you and the dude that sent you forever. Yeah. And Gucci Man can feel like that, and I have absolutely no problem with that.
I got no problem about it.
You know what I'm saying? And honestly, the extra spice on it, I felt them. I mean, I don't want to see black men die. I don't want to see black men in beef. I don't want to see any of that bullshit. I really don't. Right. But he was like, yo, yeah, you keep sending niggas over here and we'll keep sending them back to you in boxes nice and pretty for you. I felt that. Like, even though I got him losing, I got him getting washed the fuck up. Like, I got him getting washed the fuck up on these songs by this point. It's over. I'm telling you and Bang, it's like 18 to fucking 2. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm saying that it might be 15-1 at this point. And then, but I feel what he's saying. Like, this is because, yeah, man, like, no, man, live with the fact forever that you tried to get me robbed and potentially, shot, killed, whatever, and it didn't work. Okay. Nigga, I'm still in this motherfucker, and you can't do shit about it.
Okay. Now, my question, because not that I felt the way, but it was just a weird feeling. At the end, when they performed So Icy, just to skip ahead a little bit, when they performed So Icy, and not so much that they pieced it up, but it was like, all right, my nigga, like, I can't even say that they pieced it up, but maybe like squash the beef a little bit. Does that seem authentic to you, or is it a little on the side of the WWE of the industry? Like, because hold on, my fault. Because for him to agree, Gucci said, like, I'm a do the street shit. I'm gonna play the truth. I'm gonna do all of that. I don't think I'm at a level of maturity with the people that I dislike in this world to do something like that. Like, because he was after the truth, he was overly disrespectful. Like, we get it, my nigga, but like, talking about we smoking on Pookie Low tonight. Like you said, like, we're gonna send your boys back in a box, even though I get the reasoning behind it. Like, for Jeezy to even agree to that, like, I'm not there. That's me personally. I'm not there. No. It like how 50, like the Breakfast Club asked 50, would he ever do one with Ja Rule? Automatic no. Like, no, my nigga, I'm cool on it.
He answers so fast.
Oh man, so quick. So
fast. He really hate the niggas. Like, but that's another situation where real street things have transpired.
Yeah.
Like that is also something that is deeper than rap.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rick Ross. Like, it is. So yeah, no, man, because like this is a huge moment in hip hop. This Jeezy versus Gucci was a huge moment because in 2005, you think about it, a lot of these young guys, like I was even thinking about King Von, rest in peace to King Von.
Yes.
He died at 26 years old.
Right.
That means 15 years ago, maybe the first rap beef he ever seen was this one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of young people that are 26 to 30 right now had it with us. Right. This might have been the first rap beef they've seen. So to see this come together like this, major. Major moment. Now to your question about was the ending authentic? I'm gonna say yes for a few reasons, Jones.
Okay.
I'm gonna say yes. One, because once Gucci got his shit off, and he made it clear, like, yo, if I couldn't perform the truth, I wasn't doing this shit. Like, that let me know that, okay, he literally wanted to use this moment to vent, let the world know, like,
right,
this is what happened to me. This is my story. I'm telling it, and you know what? And after Jeezy played "Get Your Mind Right," minus the bullshit, life's great. You know what I'm saying? Which is an appropriate response for him, even in that moment. But then I see Gucci Mane turn it down to 5 or 6.
Okay.
Like even when he was talking up Trap House, like he talked up Trap House.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, when they said I wasn't gonna be shit, blah, 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 blah. And I came back, they thought it was gonna be a one-hit wonder episode. And I was like, okay, shit, okay. So now he really into, like, now he wants to show y'all he cares about this music.
Got that off.
Yeah. Hey, round 1 to the truth. Fuck Jeezy. Fuck the Snowman. Fuck his homeboy. Like, and that's how we rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the fact that he talked about, he was like, nigga, these songs old as hell. These songs old as fuck. Like, play some new shit. Like, look at how you dress. Like, look at my jewelry. Like, he would just let them know, like, nigga, I'm just a better nigga than you.
Right.
Like, but then once he got to the truth, it seemed like he calmed down. Like, it seemed like he had been waiting for that moment, Jones, for like 15 years. Like, he was waiting for that moment. He's like, nigga, I've been dying for you to come to the club. I got the shit rocking. And I turn this bitch on. Like, So you know what I'm saying? So I feel that. And I think once that happened for him, as crazy as it may sound, I think that made him feel a whole lot better. And then for him to talk his shit afterwards, I think he felt even better about that. And you could tell that even the room was like, well, shit, what's about to happen? Because, like, this nigga mad. like, what's about to happen? And but then, you know what, they get through the last few songs, and I mean, obviously what Jeezy said was right, correct. Because, you know, maybe he's aware of, like, how I'm aware. You know what I'm saying? Like, these 20-something kids that are young people, I'm sorry not to call them kids, but they're dying. And hip hop, their hip hop knowledge on how to handle rap beef easily could have started with this Jeezy versus Gucci Mane. And it is on them, you know, as two giants in this game, to say, yo, shit ain't gotta go down like that. You know, I don't have to be on tracks talking about rob this nigga, take his chain, blah, 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 blah. And he shouldn't feel like he has to kill somebody to get a point across and end it and dead it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a life lost is a life lost, and there's nothing that anybody living can do about it. So it is important that I think that conversation did happen. Now, I ain't gonna front. It didn't look like Gucci Mane agreed. But again, when what happens to him happens to you, any way you feel is justified to me. I'm sorry. That's how. And even though I try to be pro grown man, pro peace, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's resolve conflict with words. You know what I'm saying? Or a good scrap, just knuckles only, knuckles and knees only. You did. But still, it's like, no, man, we don't know how we gonna react when we're faced with death.
Essentially, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got so everybody that was going in on Gucci Mane, y'all weird, period. So when they got to So Icy, I thought about it like this, Jones. At the end of the day, it's a Gucci Mane song. He was like, so he was like, yo, we can leave it right where it is, or we can do, you know, this one more time. I guess they never performed it together.
Right. And I don't think so either. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was waiting for the dude that sing the hook to come out. I ain't gonna front. You know what I'm saying? Because like even though I thought that song was super duper trash when I first heard it, so like I'm not on the So Icy was a banger train. Like I'm not on that.
Not
But
at all.
but I will say the song did age a lot better than I ever expected. Like because that was a song I didn't like in the real time.
No, I
But
hated that song. I
yeah,
hated it.
you know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, man, I was like, these niggas is whack. Like, I was like, yo, who the
Yeah.
fuck is this? Like, they won't be around long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, another one of my bad proclamations, you did?
It happens. It happens.
Right, it happens. It happens. So to see that happen, I was just like, wow. Um, I'm like, wow, that was a cool moment. That was a cool moment. And the thing is, Jones, it gets WWE to me
Okay.
if they meet at the back of the joint, shake up, hug, and then they announce where the party gonna be at and shit.
Right.
But it was like, okay, we'll do the shit because Gucci's like, look, man, this is my song. You want to do it with me? Fuck it, I'll roll. And it's like,
Right.
but man, yeah, we not homies. Like we didn't meet in the middle. We not shaking up. We not like the beef ain't squashed. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, yo, you know what? That's cool. Like it to me, it was just about, hey, you know what? I'll be about peace today.
Right. And it's crazy because looking at both of them performing that song, you can kind of see the elation in like, I get to perform this. I don't really like you, but it's a cool moment for the culture. Like Gucci kept saying, like, I did this for the culture. So to be able to do it for the culture was very dope. And to see like Gucci was smiling while the song was being performed. Like, yeah, it's his song. And he could kind of little bro be like, yeah, nigga, you want to do the song with me. But the fact that like he gets to perform the record and the nigga on the song is right there, you can kind of see it was like, oh, like it was like one of those kind of heartwarming moments. Even Jeezy performing the song. And I remember the interviews back in the day, Jeezy was like, oh man, I hate the fucking song. I never liked the song.
Yeah.
Nigga, you up here tapping your toes and performing the song just the same, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And,
You know
and
what
for
I'm
the
saying?
record, I hated that record. I hated So Icy. Like,
Yeah,
and I,
super garbage to me.
and I think the what makes that song age better than what it ended up we initially thought was just the story, history, and the myth behind it. Like Gucci becoming who Gucci is to the culture today helps that song age better. Jeezy becoming who he became in TM 101 and all of that and the BMF story makes that song age better. And like unfortunately the passing of old boy and the robbery and all of that helps that song age better. I still think it's a whack song, but like the myth behind it helps it be like, oh yeah, it's a lot to that versus it just being some throwaway joint from 15 years ago.
I dig it. Yeah, man, because I mean, sure, when you think about it, I mean, how many rap beefs start over a song that niggas ain't talking about each other or nobody?
Right, yeah.
It's literally it's literally the weirdest thing because they do the song for the purpose of making a hit record to launch their careers.
Yeah.
And then they end up against each other.
It crazy.
Yeah, that is wild. Like I'm thinking the back of like collaborations back in the day, like it's almost like, man, you know what? It's like Jay and Memphis Bleak doing Coming of Age. And then by the time Volume 1 come out, Bleak is like, man, fuck Jay. See, it's like, huh? Why? Like, how the fuck does it happen? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, that is one of the it's definitely one of the greatest stories ever told in hip hop. And I don't mean it because it's ended positively, because of, man, like it just shows you how the rap game, I guess, can be from an artist's perspective when, you know, hey, you're doing something to try to get a look. Now you talking about how you don't like the look. So dude was like, well, fuck you for not liking the look. You want to be on my shit. And then it turns into a fucking murder. And it's like, yo, it turns into distraction to murder. And it's like, whoa. And then we are 15 years later. And now we hear the song and it's like, oh shit, okay. It's boppy. Yeah. You know what I'm
saying? And we know the story that comes with it. So it was like all of us watching Verzuz, we were there for the initial moment. And to watch that mature or whatever it became 15 years later it did kind of feel good. But to me, it took a tinge of the authenticity off of it because I get it. Like everything you said is true. It's just I personally, Mike Jones, would not be in the same room. Like after the Pookie Loke disses and all of that, whatever. I don't think I'm not there yet, or maybe just my personality is not like, oh yeah, we're gonna piece it up and smile and do this song together. Like I get it. Like it's great for the culture, and I'm glad it happened. Just Mike Jones personally. Nah, fam. Nah, fuck all that.
You know what? and you know what, Jones, also with that though, too, what I thought about is that, you know, I think Gucci didn't want Jeezy to win the battle of being the bigger man for the whole night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it was fuck you die quick for about an hour and a half.
Oh yeah. Talking about the man's outfit, like why you playing old ass records? I got new shit. Where your new shit at? When he played, when Jeezy played all that, when he was like, yeah, Bankroll saved you on that one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like he made a point, but then once we got to the trap house, and then once we got to So Icy, it was like, you know what? Hey, I give this, you know, it's like I'll show y'all I've evolved as well. Like we've always, I mean, hey, that's how Gucci Clone started, right? Yeah. Because he had evolved so much from who he used to be.
Right.
So I mean, I also think it was that too. It was like, man, you know what? Let me show people that I can be, you know, the bigger man, and let a little bit of this water under the bridge for this moment, again, for the culture.
Yeah.
And that actually is a great segue into the next conversation I want to talk about, Jones.
All right, what you got?
Banging on lunch tables.
You damn right.
Gucci Mane is the undisputed king of Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Undoubtedly.
That's a fact.
I want to point out to everybody that, and this is for, you know, Ludacris and T.I., Jeezy, and I don't know who else. I mean, even Jermaine Dupri.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want people to just be like very aware that Gucci Mane is the fucking king of Atlanta, dog. Like he is a god in Atlanta. And it's earned. It's all earned.
Right.
When you look at his story, like he's not the man because he sold 10 million records,
right,
or 100 million records. He's not the man because he has one of the biggest singles in hip hop history. Again, going back to Verzuz, okay, he won the jewelry contest.
Right.
He won the fashion contest. He won the disrespect contest.
Yeah.
I told y'all several times in the chat, Gucci talking like he know he can beat Jeezy ass.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That is hilarious to me.
Like, he talking like you ever just told us like, yo, I know I whoop your ass. So I'm gonna keep talking shit because you can't do shit. Even if you try to do shit, you can't do shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shit, he won the street war.
That's a fact.
His wife is better than Jeezy's fiance, so he won the woman war.
Facts.
He just lost in the music catalog for himself.
Yeah.
And I feel that way about him versus T.I. as well. Now, Luda ain't got shit to do with it, but Luda is just, but I mean, for some reason, Luda's just like rounding out the top 5 when it comes to Atlanta. He just is.
Yeah.
And no disrespect, because I love Luda, but still.
You know what? I think the thing about it is the thing that makes Gucci the king of Atlanta, at least from our perspective, for me, would be underdog status. Like, I'm gonna keep it real, just from my perspective and my memories of Gucci at that time. I counted Buddy out. Like, To be honest, I've never listened to Trap House before. Never. Okay. Like Gucci's first album, I've never had an inclination to listen to it. I thought So Icy was trash. I'm not listening to that shit. But that next album, Hard to Kill, I'll never forget. I was a waiter at Bennigan's, and one of our regular customers, you know, a street nigga that I know, was at the bar. And we chopping up. We always used to talk about music. He was like, "Nah, Mike Jones, go listen to that Hard to Kill from Gucci." I'm like, "For real?" He's like, "Yes, my nigga, go listen to it." I listened to it, bumped into Pills. Pills is one of my favorite Gucci songs ever. Might be one of my favorite, just like club records. If they come on, I'm listening to it twice. You know what I'm type shit. Okay. And it was like, oh shit, this nigga, he got some joints. And he kept coming with him and kept coming with him and kept coming with him. And then on top of that, the respect level he gets from damn near everybody. Like, yeah, Gucci might have went off and said some crazy tweets and called niggas pussy and all this other shit. But like his story is a story of redemption. Like, yo, he go to jail, he wild as hell. He comes out a better man than he went in. And then like we don't get a lot of the new Atlanta without Gucci at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas like Jeezy don't have that. Like who's an Atlanta artist that Jeezy has helped put on? You know what I'm saying? That we care about. Like nobody's checking for a slick puller joint. You know what I'm saying? Even T.I.'s attempts with PSC, Grand Hustle, or Hustle Gang, or whatever inclination he's turned it into. It ain't really like it's cool. Like we kind of fuck with some of them. Like the best he has done is Young Dro. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even with Ludacris and Disturbing the Peace and all that. The best we got is 2 Chainz, and 2 Chainz became his own man through his own hustle. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Like, and then on top of that, like on top of him helping Atlanta and him being the underdog, he a street nigga with a body that he can talk about openly. Like, ain't nobody like you ain't gonna run up on him type shit. You know what I'm saying? That vibe. All of those things help to make him the guy. The only people I would say might be able to rival Gucci for that would be Outkast because they're God level, but at the same time, their run essentially stops in 03 or 06, whatever you want to count their album. You know what I'm saying? Their last album, and they ain't really. I don't want to say they haven't reached back, but like the fruits of their tree ain't as extensive. You know what I'm saying? You could say by proxy that's Dungeon Family. So they got level and people love them and respect them, but like 21 Savage ain't tweeting about Andre 3000 and Big Boy. You know what I'm saying? Mike got love for him, but he honored Gucci. You know what I'm saying? You a Chicago Midwest turn. He honored that. You know what I'm saying?
Jones, listen, and again, when I say Gucci Mane is the undisputed king of Atlanta, it's again. I'm not coming from his own personal music success.
Yeah.
And that's the only leg every other artist has to stand on.
Right.
What I'm saying is from Waka Flocka and OJ the Juice Man to Mulatto.
Facts.
There is not a new Atlanta without Gucci Mane.
Facts. Migos.
Right. 21 Savage.
Yeah.
Even Lil Baby. Like shit, quality control staff. Like, like bro, like Gucci Mane has had every single person, even at his lowest moments, he had all of the brightest stars in Atlanta in his studio recording and doing features with them.
Yep.
And that is the stat, which makes the verses close. Like that is the stat that is like, no, Gucci Mane won, fuck all that.
Yeah.
that is the stat that is like, well, shit, yeah, you've sold 60 to 100 million records, but he's produced 30 superstars in hip hop. And you know what I'm saying? And again, what is your legacy?
Yeah.
What you bring to the game? Like everything is, I mean, again, a lot of us, even with how we picked our president, is because we value money, we value power, we value status, and we value a lot of bullshit things.
Yep.
And Gucci Mane has made it clear that he values the future. He values unity in Atlanta. Because, hey, listen, wildly enough, when we turn back the clock again, Gucci Mane, who had the Trap House album coming, let a young nigga that nobody heard of named Young Jeezy be on his album. That's where we start.
That's a fact.
You dig what I'm saying? And then for the dude being featured to have the audacity to not like a song, and you about to get this much exposure from my shit.
Man, I'm putting you on.
Right. Yeah. He was like, you ain't got no shit for me to be on. You dig what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So like, I mean, I look at those things because the Boys in the Hood shit didn't work. You know what I mean? Right. Like, so I mean, I look at all of that and I'm like, yo, even from the door, like, there's never been a point in time in Gucci Mane's history where he wasn't trying to put Atlanta on.
Right.
And that you have to honor and respect that at all times.
You got to.
You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas I know other artists put their homeboys on and they found the best people that they can find from this pocket, that pocket, and other that. But the thing is, I mean, hell, we've watched it independently, in and out of jail, drug habit, looking like you in your third trimester of a high-risk pregnancy. We've seen it all. Face tattoos. The one thing that's ultra consistent is that Gucci Mane has put on for Atlanta, Georgia. Every single day of his life. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why he is the undisputed king of Atlanta. And we just gotta accept it. We gotta rock with it. We gotta rock with it. And again, because it's earned. It's earned. It's not the T.I. King of the South thing. It's not. Nope. He's just not making a proclamation because I can rap really well. Yeah. And because I've actually done some things. It's like, no. You know what? Where would the game be without me? And literally, Jones, that's a twofold, tenfold question. Yep. When Gucci Mane says, where would the game be without me? Not only is he talking about the city of Atlanta's hip hop music scene, he's talking about hip hop in general.
Because another one that we forgot to mention, you don't get Nicki Minaj.
Yes.
That was a double cosign. She had Wayne, and Wayne was hot. But if the two hottest niggas in 08, 09, arguably, is Wayne and Gucci. What better cosign do you get than that at the time? You know what I'm saying? Right. That helps put her on, and look at where the game has been able to been taken now. Because now Nicki got kids. She got all her shorties is out here rocking. And that's by proxy through Gucci. And Gucci's success is like everything that we value as far as like, I got it out the mud, homegrown, like, yo, like you niggas counted me out, look at me now type shit. That is Gucci in a nutshell. Because I know for a fact I wasn't checking for the nigga. I thought it was he was slow. Like, oh man, that goofy ass. So I said I hated that shit. But for him, but 2-3 years later, or no, a year later, Pills is one of my favorite songs. Freaky Girl is like got the club going crazy, and the legacy that he leaves after that, Wasted, all them joints. Like, yeah, and I can't front. He lost the Verzuz battle, but he won the cultural war. You know what I'm saying? Won the cultural war.
Again, Gucci Mane has won the game of life. You know what I'm saying? And he's won the culture war. Like, when we talk about your GOATs and your pioneers and all of that, Gucci Mane took that route. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Just like Kool Herc and Grandmaster Flash may not come up in your conversations as the greatest rapper of all time, or or greatest DJs even now, you know what I'm saying? But you can't deny that their contributions just make them more important from the niggas that, well, from the people that achieve more status than them. Like, yeah, your Main Street status, what the corporate labels like gave to you because you've earned it there. Yeah, that's great. But at the end of the day, fam, like I'm a pillar.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. Like, so yeah, you know, I mean, we've again we talked about that so many times, and yeah, Jeezy, T.I., y'all won the music war. I mean, y'all won the music battle. You won the music battle, but you lost the cultural war. And I think the Verzuz was totally just a glaring reality of that, because I couldn't deny, even though the songs GC played made me feel that, wow, damn, TM 101 really was a great ass album. And keep in mind, I hated him before I heard gangster music in somebody's car. And I heard Get Your Mind Right, because I got the album first, not the Trap or Die mixtape, because mixtapes wasn't circulating like that.
Right, yeah, you had to find them.
Right, so I listened to TM 101 first, and then heard the Trap or Die mixtape. So I mean, and I'm saying all that to say, you know, man, even though all of that, I couldn't deny that. Wow, it just feels like, yeah, the people are with Gucci. The culture is what Gucci Mane represents right now. Like, you know, everything that is hip hop, GC looked like last night. I mean, like, you know, everybody talked about, you know, the jewelry shit, but I mean, hell, take it all the way back to the 80s. Slick Rick, Eric B. and Rakim with the chains, Run DMC. Yeah, having your jewelry on, being fresh and fly, that was some real shit. Like, that's always been part of the culture. Big Daddy Kane and the suits and all of that. Like
the whole Dapper Dan aesthetic.
Yes. All of that is part of it. Again, he's looking like the culture. Look, oh, it's real beef. Bootleggers get legs broken. Hey, you know what? Niggas are trying to rob me, get killed out here. Fuck what you mean? Like, fuck what you talking about? Like, yo, and I'm down for smoke right now. I'm performing my diss track right in your face. Just as much like when Busy B and Cool Mo D had their thing. Busy trying to get the party started. He was like, hey, yo, fuck all that bullshit you talking about. Your shit trash. I'm the best in the fucking world. And Cool Mo D wins. You know what I'm saying?
Like high rap. Yeah.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all of it was there. All of it is there. He is, like, I mean, again, overwhelming. And this is just giving flowers. This is not shooting bail. It's just giving flowers. Like, Gucci Mane really is Atlanta hip hop culture, but he's hip hop. He's hip hop. He's so fucking hip hop. Everything about what he did was hip hop, whether it was tasteless to some people or not. At their level of understanding, he was so fucking hip hop that night that you gotta honor it, man. You gotta respect it.
Man, it's funny. I just had a thought. The way I look at it, if in 30 years, for example, Jay-Z gets the Ray Charles movie treatment, like the mogul that did it all, coming from the streets, Gucci in 30 years gets the BET miniseries that we watch for a week.
Yeah, hey, and I'm with it. And I am with it. I want to see both.
Right. Yeah. Like, just like how we got like the New Edition story because of what they mean to us, and the Bobby Brown story for what they mean to us, Gucci would get similar treatment, and we would be glued. Like, who plays Jeezy? Like, the go to jail portion of it. The the nigga constantly in jail. The drugs. Like, by the end of the week, we watching him and Keisha Kaur have children and him be a better man. And
right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, it's all real, and it's a real thing, man. And it's I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be incredible. So again, man, I just wanted to take a second. I mean, obviously we've talked about the whole Verzuz thing and all that for a while, but I think it's so important. Again, this is one of the greatest hip hop stories that's ever been told, and we got to watch it. We got to watch a culmination of it, and I still don't think it's over. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, hey, yo, for real, like, don't expect no joint a project with Metro Boomin producing it, like Rosé told me, like that ain't coming. so,
right,
so
that ain't gonna happen.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and stream that So Icy Gang, though. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty hard. But yeah, man, I just wanted to take a moment out because, again, even though Gucci Mane got washed the fuck up in that Verzuz, 14-6.
Yeah, okay.
14-6. He won the cultural war. He is the undisputed king of Atlanta, GAATL Zone 6. Ho.
Facts.
Yeah. Banging on lunch tables.
You damn right.
Jones, a lot of new music has came out since we've been gone.
Dude.
So yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you know, salute to all of that. Recession 2 is out. Jeezy, you know, dropped right after the joint. It's a good album. Yeah. It's a good album. I thought he retired. I swore he said he retired.
Man, look. I was hoping that he stuck to it. I can't even front.
But yeah, man, I mean, I don't know, man. Jeezy's is so interesting because, you know, he doesn't want to be regarded as a rapper. You know, he didn't want to be regarded as an MC.
Right.
He keeps rapping on albums. And it seems like he's trying to improve his level of rapping, like every time. So it's like, yo, stop. I mean, again, I just hate the bad stigma that rapper has amongst ourselves. I think that's a form of white supremacy. But we'll talk about that at a later time. But yeah, but you know what? Overall, man, good album, man. Nothing really sent me over the edge, but I do got to take it another listen. Like I'm at like a listen and a half.
Okay.
But like none of the joints got ultimately added to my collection. Not even Therapy for My Soul, even though that's the joint I know everybody wants us to hear and love and jump out the window for. How about you?
You know what? This album is way better than I expected because I can tell you for the past decade, I've been hard on most of Jeezy projects. Like, it's like most of them joints have been like 1 or 2 songs each off of the whole album that are worth listening to. But like this lived up to the Recession name that he put out, like, what's that, 10 years ago or 12 years ago?
That was 2009.
Yeah. So it lives up to that. It's some joints on here that are trash though. My Reputation at number 9 with Lil Duval and Demi Lovato. Fam, you could have kept that shit off of that, man. Like, but for the most part, it's a good album. You know what I'm saying? It's a good album. I can't front on it. If this is what Jeezy fans have been telling me, like he's been producing for the past 10 years, then I fucks with it. Like I do like more than that Therapy for the Soul, which I'm like, it's cool, but I'm iffy on overall. That Almighty Black Dollar, number 14 with him and Rick Ross, I really did like that joint. I was like, okay, like you really cooked up on this. Like Jeezy did well. You know what I'm saying? For him to say that he retired at first and me kind of being happy with that, I'm cool. I'm glad that he put this out, and this was dope to follow the Verzuz battle. Like it goes right along with the maturity that he showed throughout the battle. It lets you know where he is in his life. Like, and I like what he's talking about. We need more conscious Jeezy, like, because it's weird. Like throughout the 2010s or whatever, like he was wavering back and forth. It was like all the growth that you showed me on the Recession, they kind of receded. Like it was like, all right, man, you back trapping, okay, whatever. But this really goes with that growth, and I hope he sticks with it because Jeezy makes good grown man hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And if he keeps on that path, I'd be glad if he don't retire. Like, keep putting out stuff like this, bro, because the young niggas that looked up to you in 05, they need to hear this today. You know what I'm saying? And the young people that were around then that were like, oh, yeah, Jeezy's the man, and snowman shirts and all of that, need to hear more stuff like this from you. Let Gucci make the joints that Gucci's making. We need stuff like this from you. Straight up.
It's you know what? It's interesting because, you know, in a way that could be his give back. Because I was a little worried about Jeezy bringing back the snowman and Trap or Die and all that shit when you're 42 years old. I was just worried about it because it's like, you know, they always preach and teach that rap is a young man's game, and you know, young ignorant drug selling is They make it seem like that's the only thing that can sell.
Right.
So I was always worried, even though I do like some of the joints, like I mean, like shoot, the All There, you know what I'm saying? With you know, rap nigga wanna be a trap nigga clone.
Oh, yeah.
Standing in the kitchen with my wife beater on.
Hey,
Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like that shit is hard, but it's like, all right, Jeezy, but that's one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you're at the point now where you can't give me 10 to 15 tracks of that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you feel that flash, go ahead. Like, I mean, shit, Jay-Z is great at that.
Yeah.
Jay-Z is great at turning back the clock for about 4 minutes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
hey, let me see about this drug shit I was on like real quick 20 years ago.
Yeah.
They'll be like, hey, you know, hey, look, I love my daughters. You know what I'm saying? Fast forward, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Where are you now?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I think he's finally putting it together. Whether that means there will be more music or not, I mean, honestly, I'm not left or right on it. I just like to see the people that we have enjoyed through our coming of age years just still put out dope music. Like I think that's the thing. I mean, Gucci already has everybody in Atlanta, and maybe with the Verzuz, maybe he will be able to work with some of those young artists. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, even though it's unspoken and it's not really said, and I don't think anybody holds any real ties, but a lot of these young cats are not collaborating with T.I. and Jeezy because Gucci don't fuck with them. Like, and at the end of the day, he's the guy that put them in the studio. He's the one that got them out of trouble. He's the one that got them in the game. So, you know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, under the act of loyalty, under the act of trust, under the act of, yo, this is my people and I'm right now. Yeah. Like, I'm not fucking with dude. And I would feel like that, especially if I knew the story. So, So, you know what I'm saying? Which, again, the optics of who runs Atlanta, that's what makes it look different.
Yeah.
Like when you're looking beyond record sales, that's what makes it look different. And so maybe this will be that, because I mean, hey, GC's been a little culturally clueless as well.
In fact, yes.
You know, and maybe a lot of that is because he don't have access to the young people that are making the waves right now. So
yeah, man, I completely agree. Like just using I heard a clip from 21 Savage's management talking about it. I think his name is Mez or Meezy or some shit like that. But him talking about like how Atlanta feels about Jeezy versus Gucci. Like yeah, we got love for TM101 and Trap or Die and all that shit, but like, yeah, like in the past 10 years, man, what have you done for us type shit? And hopefully this opens the door back up for that olive branch or that hand to be extended so we can get some of Jeezy's wisdom and his flair imparted into the next generation, because that would help his legacy out a whole lot.
Absolutely. Yeah. Another album that dropped that I actually did listen to, Megan Thee Stallion. She's a rapper of the year, right? That's what I read.
Yeah. According to GQ, like that matters.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But Good News was the album.
Okay.
I liked it. Again, but you know what? I honestly do like Megan Thee Stallion projects. Like, I'm not gonna front. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm a heterosexual man, and I like Megan Thee Stallion project. I love her, but I like her project.
Yeah.
I like how she started firing out the gate.
I was gonna ask you what you think of that disc.
Dope. Like, listen, for everybody to talk about her subject matter. And how, because I think I even seen people say, like, if it wasn't for her pussy, she couldn't rap about shit. Shut you the fuck down in 4 minutes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that was hard. I mean, I would rather much hear her rap about it than Tory Lanez, but now it does kind of it makes me want to listen to Tory Lanez track about her. It kind of does now.
A little bit, yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, other than that, though, I mean, it's, you know, same old Meg for the most part. But she gave y'all 15 minutes
Okay.
To let y'all know y'all some bitches and I got shot and you a whole ass nigga and she a bitch ass bitch and and you can get whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Like I did love that. Like again, Megan keeping it super fucking hip hop, man.
Man, I didn't listen to the project, but I did listen to the diss record, the first joint out the gate. And I'll tell you this, I love the fact that Meg is on her 50 Cent shit. Like I love that because like I don't think in the history of hip hop, which is fortunate, we've ever had a woman have something like that happen to her, and she on some nigga that wasn't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like we've heard Tupac talk about like got shot 5 times. I took it and smiled. Now I'm back to the record straight. Or we got like 50 Cent talking about, yeah, I got shot 9 times, but all of you are some bitch ass niggas from Ja Rule to Supreme. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
For Meg to do the same thing is very interesting. And again, it lets me know that I like where women in hip hop are going because they're able to take their own route. And it ain't just like male mimicry. It's like, nah, nigga, you that bitch ass 22. Like, I'm 5'10. Like, you got to come harder. Like, on her own terms, you're going to have to come harder than that, you weak ass nigga.
Right. You know what I'm saying? She was like, if I was like, man, over bitch, you wouldn't be invited. Like it was like,
yeah. And I love, like, you know what I'm saying? I can't say she holding her nuts, but like she holding her breast or holding her clit or whatever the terminology is for women.
Hold whatever you want, Megan. I'll watch.
Definitely. You know what I'm saying? But like she's standing on it like, nigga, you ain't shit. And I love that. You know what I'm saying? So I can't front. I gotta listen to the rest of the project, but I did like how that diss came about. Like it's really on some like, nigga, you ain't shit. I'm a boss ass bitch. You lucky you was even around me, or you wouldn't have got into no parties or nothing because don't nobody know you, nigga.
Man, hey. Well, what's so cool about this, Jones, is that we gotta watch a woman rap about how lame she think a nigga is and how she's stupid for fucking with him. Like it's what it's great. Like, hey, look, because hey, it continues beyond that track. Like,
oh shit.
It's a couple more. Like, yeah, hey, you still a bitch. Hey, yo, hey, fam, you still a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like she on it. Like she's on it. Yeah, okay. And I like it. I like it. It's I mean, again, it's dope, man. I love to see our hip hop artists do hip hop things, man.
Yeah.
And that will never get old to me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. Shout out to Megan. Good news. It's a good album, man. It's a good album. Dare I say, even dope. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But Meg is dope. She can really rap. Stop fucking hating. I don't think she's the rapper of the year, but I totally understand where they come from. Mm-hmm. I mean, and Jones, you know what? I won't give it the hell no, only because she's in the top 5. She's in the top 5.
But rapper of the year, though?
Yeah, for rapper and the rapper of the year conversation for 2020, I do have her in the top 5.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the top 5, but I just don't like the optics of people outside of the culture trying to give people the stamp. I don't care who it was. If they would have said Lil Baby, if they would have said fucking anybody else, you know what I'm saying? I would have looked at them sideways. That's not a shot at Meg. It's a shot at the publication. You have no voice here. Who the fuck are you? Even with like Billboard calling, take it back to the Gucci situation real quick. For Billboard to be calling who won versus, you have no voice here. Who the fuck are you? Stay out the culture. Even though they like Jeezy won, and I do kind of agree with that. Like for publications that are not hip hop from the foundation up to be calling anything in our culture, I don't like that. It's a little it's culture vulture to me.
And I'm with you, and it is. I think that's grade A top shelf culture vulture activity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, y'all ain't hip hop wired. Who the fuck? Right. You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck are y'all? Go show me some nice tailored suits, motherfucker. Like,
right, exactly.
You know, tell me what cologne to buy. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Tell me what's the new vacation spot. Yeah, don't tell me shit about hip hop. You don't know shit. I don't give a fuck if a black person wrote it. I don't give a fuck if a black person wrote it over here.
Right, yeah. No. Right. Stay in your lane, fam. Relax. This ain't for you to be telling me who the hottest, whatever. Like, nah, fam.
Word, absolutely. So no, we're in complete agreement on that. Shout to Meg, shout to Jeezy. You know what? I did listen to the Future Lil Uzi Vert joint. I listened to that.
Dude, it's been so much going on. I totally missed that. How was that?
It's good, man. I mean, it's Future and Uzi together. I mean, I find Uzi albums more entertaining than Future albums.
Okay.
So let's start there. And so, you know, I think Uzi's moments are great. I think Future's moments are consistent.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things. Like it's like I mean you can't shit on it because at the end of the day they're gonna pick the right beat. They're gonna say the right shit. It's going bang. You know what I mean? Like
right. Okay.
So yeah, man. But yeah, I checked out that Baby Pluto. There was some other shit I checked out, man. I don't know, but anything else you checked out, Jones?
What'd you think of that Busta?
Oh, I love the Busta. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Okay.
I love the Busta Rhymes. I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Because I told y'all Busta Rhymes was on the coldest streak ever for about a year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I got a chance to hear the joint with him and Kendrick before the album actually dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Jones, from the intro, which I honestly think the intro is my favorite track on the album.
I'm not mad at that.
And it's long as fuck. You know how I feel about that. But it was a dope album. I honestly I think I listened to it for 4 days straight, and I didn't play it one time those days. Like it was played more than one time those days, and definitely some songs I went back to. My second favorite song on there was the one with Farrakhan. Farrakhan killed that. Farrakhan got the hardest bars on the album to be real. You know what I'm saying? Like hey, Farrakhan barred up on that, and I was like, yo, man, I feel him. Like, oh, let's start the revolution. I'm gonna stop eating bacon tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was ready. But man, I was pleasantly surprised. Extinction Level Event is my favorite Busta Rhymes album. So to have a part 2 of it, I was already worried, especially with the album, the songs I had heard early in the year. It is some weak ass songs on there though. Okay. Like this album could be 16 tracks, possibly even 14.
Yeah.
I mean, Fortnite. Well, it could definitely be 14. And it would be phenomenal. Like,
right.
Like if this was 14, it would be phenomenal. It'd be album of the year to me. It'd be a lot of things. Okay. But it ain't. It's like 20 something tracks, and it's a lot fucking going on. But the highlights are the highlights, and the highlights are incredible.
Okay, I agree, man. I was on the same side. I was like, this is Busta Rhymes' 90s showing with the length. Like, bro, like you could have narrowed this down and it would have been perfect. But it's still a good album. I did enjoy it. Like you said, ELE is my favorite Busta Rhymes album. So when he did announce this, I was like, But if it's weird, it fits perfectly in line with what's going on today. You know what I'm saying? All the turmoil that we've experienced in 2020. This is perfect. I'm not sure if it's top 10 album of the year material, but it's damn close. It's damn close. The only thing that like messes up, like you said, is the length. And with albums that long, the margin of error becomes greater because you throwing shit on that just because. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, this is fire. This is fire. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm still not a fan of that song with Anderson .Paak. Even though it sounds better with the album, but like that Mariah joint, Garbo, that fucking Cartel, Super Garbo, like it's just like it's some other joints. I'm like, yo, man, this shit garbage. Cause like I'm not fucking this.
You're right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, can I delete this off of my personal like album?
Right. Yeah.
So like man. Like I said, like if it was 14 tracks. Album of the year at 22. No, we it may not make the top 10. So
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I know we heard Benny the Butcher. We got to talk to Benny and prayers to Benny. Healing up from being pulled up on the shot at the fucking Walmart where this nigga's on.
No, man. Look, man, be careful in Texas right now, man. It's looking real dangerous out there, straight up.
Oh God, you know what I'm saying? But Benny's album is dope.
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, hell, we expected that. You did what I'm saying. So there's that.
Man, it's gonna be tough because I know people have already started asking me about like top 10 albums of the year. Just
Mhm.
the streak, like we Griselda fans, the
Yeah.
streak that they've continued to be on for the past 2 years, I guess you could say, is
Mhm.
crazy. And like Benny has done it again. Like Burden of Proof is fire. Like this,
Yeah.
it's in my top 10 albums of the year, along with
Mhm.
two other Griselda projects,
Yeah,
which
yeah, man.
which is insane. Which is
Yeah.
insane. Like,
Yeah, but Burden of Proof from a king to a guy and Who Made the Sunshine are definitely in my top 10.
oh man,
Definitely.
I'll take Pray for Paris over Who Made the Sunshine, but
I really
it's a
on
fight. It's a fight, and I'm
that.
not mad at that fight at all.
Yeah. Right. You know what I'm saying? So shit. So yeah, man. Look, man. A lot of new music has came out since the last time we did the show. Check it
Yeah.
out. There's some of the highlights that we have.
Yes.
We hope that you enjoyed those albums or not. Talk to us about it. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Banging on lunch tables.
You damn right.
Final words before we get out of here, Jones.
Man, I seen something before we hopped on, and I think we discussed this last year before the close of the 2010s came about. But Kanye West, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, seen somebody say best album of the 2010s.
Yeah, yeah.
I would have to agree. Just like it edges Good Kid, Mad City for me.
Okay.
That album is fire, and it's amazing to see how far the creativity has come with Kanye. Even though like I'm not the biggest fan of the rest of his albums that he put out that decade, but just the range in which Kanye has been able to produce and the circles he's been able to move in, just like seeing pictures from that era of that album and just the Nike shoe that he had to the Adidas conglomerate that he's been able to build, man. Like, I don't agree with Kanye's politics and all the bullshit that he says, but he is one of the gods in hip hop, man. Like, he has done well by us musically, mostly culturally, mostly. These last couple years, he been on some funny shit, but like, my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy to me is his apex.
Okay.
Creatively, like that album is phenomenal. I can't think of too many skips on that, if any skips at all, like maybe towards the end of the project. But other than that, man, that album is fire. Like, all praises due to Kanye for that project, man. Just looking back at it, like the first time I heard damn, now I'm drawing a blank, but the joint where where he's playing the MPC at the Video Music Awards, like
Runaway.
Runaway. Thank you. Runaway, like that's still crazy. Like, I still like watching that just because even the Good Friday joints leading up to the album, like still get play on my phone, man. Like that album is just so good, man. To me, that's Kanye's apex. It's damn near perfection. Salutes going out to that project, man. And hey, man, I didn't Bang It on Lunch Tables turn 3 years old.
No, December 17th.
Okay. I mean, I know it was getting close.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we almost there. 3-year anniversary is on the way.
Man, I couldn't remember because I know we had like around that time we had talked about it like a couple weeks before, so I always get a little fuzzy around like.
Oh yeah. We're definitely in the conversation anniversary period.
Yeah. So that's coming at y'all soon.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. My final word, man, I want to encourage more positivity in hip hop, man.
Yeah.
Crazy few weeks in hip hop.
Yeah, man.
Rest in peace, King Von, 26-year-old man, young man, killed. And that the story on that, which I have actually read in detail and seen footage and all that is crazy. Also, a gentleman that I'd never even heard of, Mo3.
Yeah,
hadn't heard of him, but and I want to dig in more into his story probably this week. It was one of Boosie's artists.
Yep.
Boosie was also shot. which is nuts. If you know his story, I don't think that's wise.
Right. Yeah.
No matter what you think he's pulling up in Dallas for, I don't think that's wise.
Yeah.
And then of course we spoke about earlier, not to say of course nonchalantly like that, but Benny the Butcher
Yeah.
shot in Houston, Texas. A lot of shootings going on in Texas. Um, and thinking about all of that and the narratives that get painted about black people and hip hop and just our culture in general, Jones. I just want to encourage artists, no matter what age that they are, to put out something more positive and unifying to
Yeah.
start changing the mindset and the culture of what we got going on. Um, I'm not saying that there isn't a place for violent, aggressive, high energy music,
Mm-hmm.
but now I think with the internet, with social media, with
Mm-hmm.
just the wide range of connection
Yeah.
that we have to each other, that now the overkill of it, the force feeding of it,
Yes.
is leading to detriment to our people.
Man, I think we're in a. We need to get back to leaving things on wax, but
Yeah,
even then, I think in this era, it's a little harder to do that because you got the collective ooh
yeah,
going on with social media. Like take for instance, Jeezy's therapy for the soul. You know what I'm saying? The words that he's choosing to use towards like Freddie Gibbs, Kinky,
yeah,
and 50 Cent, whereas that might have just came off as well, except for the Freddie Gibbs and 50 Cent part, because he actually throwing shots. But like collectively, everybody's looking at that, and then it's like you reposting it, you're tagging the artist in that. They don't get a break from essentially
right,
disrespect. And you know what I'm saying?
yes,
And like that, we've got to collectively chill. Like hip hop as a culture, like I know where we are and where we come from, and like dissing is a part of it. And even my words in the about the versus battle, how I can personally do that. But I think it takes a lot of growth, and we need this growth because a lot of people's lives are getting lost behind internet bullshit and music, man. We need to collectively chill on all of it. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? See if we can squash this shit with a phone call or a text. Like, hey man, you stay on your side, I stay on my side. You know, type
mm,
shit. Because this shit is getting stressful, man. We've lost too many violently. Like it's
yeah,
like 1 minute, like we, using Nip as an example, we RIP Nip, but
right,
a couple months later, we back on bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
right,
Like King Von, FBG Duck. You know what I'm saying? Just those gentlemen. 1 minute is all right, man. We gonna chill. Next minute, we turn right the fuck back up on
right,
bullshit, and we like as a culture, we gotta relax, man. OGs need
yeah,
to step in. And trust me, I get the street shit, so I know like if somebody like kill your homie and start disrespecting, I know that don't feel good, and all you know is anger to process that. But man, we got to find a better way, man, because the next minute you on a shirt, and then your man's put his man's on the shirt, and then like the cycle, it got to stop somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
For lack of better of words, it got to stop somewhere. Shit.
Right. It really does, man. I think back to the whole Biggie and Pac situation, and you know how none of that led to a shooting between the actual two parties themselves, but you
Right.
know, Biggie had to wait till Vibe came out to hear how Pac was talking about him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Uh, but now, oh, we're just one app away from hearing the bullshit,
Straight up.
and and it's not edited, it's not filtered, there's not a story around it. It's just our favorite rapper
Yeah.
on the screen. Fuck you, pussy ass nigga. I'm gonna heat your ass up. I got the AR. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
whoa. So now all of his fans see that, and all of the other artist fans who talking about see that, like you just said, Jones. tagged 1,000 miles an hour. So now you can't get away from the shit. Now you feel embarrassed. Now you feel slighted. Now you feel like you got to say something. And if you don't say something, you pussy and all this other stuff. And it's like these situations. And what is so unfortunate that a lot of these situations, it don't even make it to wax.
Right.
Like it literally don't make it to wax. Like rap beef don't make it to wax no more. 100%. 100% it doesn't.
Yeah, man.
And that's a worry of mine. Just as, you know what I mean? Because I mean, hell, if we kill all the talented up and coming young people, we're gonna kill the culture, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
you're gonna cut it off at the root.
Right. And that's why it is, I think, more important for your 30-somethings, your 40-somethings, and even now our new class of 50-year-olds to stay in the game, still produce and create, even if it's just executive producing one of these young people's albums. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we don't need a Snoop Dogg album, but maybe the next West Coast artist, he needs to EP that album. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much more that could be done.
Yeah.
Aspect of pushing this culture forward with, I mean, more of a balance. I'm not saying get rid of violent music, you know what I'm saying, but I'm also under the school of thought of knowing that drill music is not really an actual subgenre of this because of how it's created and what it means. Like, you know, violent shit happens between these young people. They make records about it so that other crew goes and does some violent shit so they can make a record about it. Like that ain't really hip hop to me. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's gang culture with theme songs.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, but you know, like drill music versus like the Infamous album, it ain't the same. It's and I get it, it's violent, turned up music from young, aggressive black males.
Right.
But what drill music represents, like when you're from the Midwest, you look at drill music differently.
Yeah.
I'm saying like you know what I'm saying, maybe if I was in the Bay or in LA or even Houston, Dallas, wherever, I would look at it like, oh, that's just music. Nah. Because it's like when y'all say all these shootings happen in Chicago, all these innocent people getting hit, like I just think it's a problem with Chicago, and I'm telling you that a lot of it, a good percentage of it, is what y'all call in the music genre now, and that's what has to, and that's the real lens that has to be, you know, uncovered. And that's why we need OGs in the city of Chicago, and you know what I'm saying, to like, yo, if it's rap and it's getting money, then let's be about that.
Right, let's do that.
And like understand how the successful young Chicago artists are not doing drill music anymore. Like they're not doing it, and even and a lot of their content has not changed. They're just not doing drill.
Yeah.
That's so again, I come from the perspective of drill music ain't a subgenre of hip hop. It's literally something else.
Man.
So, you know.
Man, I agree, man. Like, and it's weird too to see people from other areas reference real places or real people or real things and situations in Chicago. And to them, it's just music. But here, nah, that it's a body behind that, man. That's like, that's real. It's like, I know it's real entertainment and we've enjoyed these things throughout hip hop, but this is tinged a little different. It's drenched in blood. It's drenched in real blood. Like, not just like a story we kind of heard. Like, nah, like Tuka, for example. Tuka is a real, or was a real person. That's really somebody's son. And when somebody from like the Bay or New York or the middle of Ohio is talking about, I'm smoking Tuka, no, my nigga, that's a real person. That's not for play. Somebody really got hurt behind that, and continuously so. You know what I'm saying? Like 6 years later, like this is still a thing. Like FBG Duck is murdered behind stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's And I think somewhere along the way, man, somebody, like you said, we got to step in and be like, y'all got to chill. Like I get it, but how many more until it's you? You know what I'm saying? How many diss records until it's you on the shirt? You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to step in and calm that down. Like, y'all ain't got to be friends. I'm not suggesting that. I'm not suggesting that at all. But like, them songs keep rolling in, and there's bullets behind it. So just please relax, please.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I don't think it's appropriate to get into what T.I. had to say about what T.I. hinted at, which you can only take a certain way based on the current events.
Yeah.
But hey, man, hell, the Gucci versus Jeezy saga is also proof that Chicago ain't bringing that much violence that y'all ain't used to Atlanta.
Exactly.
There's your bar.
Hey,
Mr. Harris. You know what I'm saying? Like, like fam, like, where's Slim Duncan? You know what I mean? Like, where's
Bankroll Fresh?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, let's not get into just misinformation. Let's.
I'll say this in what me and Cam are saying as far as like OGs reaching out and your growth, don't become tone deaf.
Word.
Like, if you are OG and you've made it so far or thus far, remember where you were when you were their age. That way you can talk to them on a real level. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to be the big homie, big bro, or whatever, you can still talk to them from a real place. Don't be on that, like, you better than them, or no, we don't do that here. Nah, fam, you were doing it in your own city. Relax on that.
Right, absolutely. I mean, T.I. is literally from King Von's age to his own age. So he's literally 14 years away from putting himself in a position where he's about to do life in prison.
Exactly. Come on, man.
So that is what it is. But yes, I just want to encourage just more positive music, more positive information, more positive unions in hip hop, because we need it. We need it. We haven't shown conflict resolution to the younger generation of our culture, apparently. You know what I'm saying? So, somebody got to be about it not being on site. Somebody got to be the person to say, hey, we can resolve this with words. We can agree to disagree. You stay on your side of the earth, I'll stay on mine.
Yep.
And I ain't got to fuck with you, but, let's at least not kill each other.
Facts.
All right, man. So there it is, man. We are back in the motherfucking and we appreciate you guys for listening. Hopefully we didn't lose all of you from the time that we have spent away. But we definitely just do again appreciate your time and your energy towards our show, because we put a lot into the show and we love giving it to y'all every single week. And I think we hit the restart button on the way to the 3-year anniversary to do exactly that. All right. So until next time, it is Fans Over Critics.
Yes, sir.
It is support what you love instead of bashing what you hate.
Yeah, it is.
And we always want you to be safe, be humble, and live hip hop.
You damn right.
It's the Banging No Lunch Tables podcast with Camp from the Port.
Mike Jones.
And we are out.
Yeah.